All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahawah, by Sham, Yahawashi. This is Mazan by Yasharahla, coming out of the GMS Lions Den camp. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim out there around the four corners of the earth, preaching this truth in sincerity, and the few art walls that follow after their husbands and believing in the names of Yahawah, Yahawashi, also the children. Today I want to do a quick lesson on, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of faces who bloodline go back to, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Y'all are the apple of the Most High, Yahawah's eye. So with that being said, man, I'm finna go right into this lesson. This is Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. Khan, Yahawah by Shem, Yahawashi. He, Yahawah, the Father, told us to deliver ourselves, man, because, once upon a time, we was wicked. We was following all these other gods, Jesus, Jehovah, Yahweh, so forth and so on. If it's outside of Yahawah, Yahawashi, we was giving praise unto other gods and idols, man, because those are the proper names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. In the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodesh, the ancient Hebrew, the Holy Tongue. All right, this is verse 8. For thus saith the Lord Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Khan, because the prophet Zechariah was sent unto the nation of Israel, just like us today, man. Us that's out there giving our, giving all diligence to make our call and relation sure. And the ones in the Great Millstone, Man of Valor, DTA, Yahawashi street disciples, and the ones that's up under that umbrella of the doctrine of Yahawah, Yahawashi, man. He sent us unto the Israel, man, even though they spoiled. Just like Jeremiah 2 and 14 said, is Israel, is Israel a homeborn Shalaki? Is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Because our people is spoiled. It's like they love captivity, man. They love this. They love this beast system. This Roman system. This European. All right, see you later. This Shalaki about that. This European set system. With the EU. These Khazars, the Edomites, these so-called white people whose line go back to the Caucasus Mountains, man. These Russians, all these Europeans, so-called, them, especially these Bacon elite families, the ones that control the United States, man. You Rothschilds, you DuPonts, you Gettys, Rockefellers, man, so forth and so on. Y'all know who y'all are that run this country that's called America, which is spiritually known as Egypt and Sodom. Egypt for the slavery of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, also the genocide that you tried to commit on them. And also the homosexuality that's being pushed on a mass scale, man. And all this is prophecy. Because you got to know that Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi is the power of prophecy, man. He let us know all these things before they came to pass, man, through his prophets. Just like he's doing today through us. Lord will I be part of that number. So you don't supposed to touch the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Just like the so-called white man did and the rest of these heathen nations that's outside of the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. These Egyptians, these Arabs, all of them had us in slavery before. And all of them had hands in us going to slavery over here in America, man. This is the land of our captivity. We came over here as a punishment because we didn't want to do what the Lord says, man. We didn't want to do what Yahawah say. That's why we over here for a big punishment, man. We in timeout right now. Okay, let me get a precept. All right, this is Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. So that's why we supposed to ask our elders, you know what I'm saying, and they will tell us of the generations of old. You know what I'm saying? For we can see these prophecies being fulfilled, because some of these prophecies, well, a majority of these prophecies was already fulfilled. We just got a couple more left, you know what I'm saying? Like the RFID chip being mandatory for everybody has to get it, because you know in Wisconsin, people are already getting it. In other places around the four corners of the earth, people got it already. But they're going to push it on a mass scale, and that's the hour of temptation. You know what I'm saying? And also Jacob's trouble coming on a mass scale, even though you see it already happening. You know what I'm saying? The Jays getting shot down on the streets, these so-called black men. And these so-called Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, they still getting oppressed by these heathens, man. And you see that in Trump, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was also a riot in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? A protest that went bad. So you know what I'm saying? All, you know, nation shall rise against nation. There's just prophecy being fulfilled, man. It's beautiful right now. Okay, this is on Deuteronomy 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, and he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. And that's what he did, man. He separated the nations from the beginning of the foundations of the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? It was being people here before he made Adam and Eve. Because Adam and Eve was the part of the people he made for himself. And later on today, they became, you know what I'm saying, you know, later on today, they became, you know, you know what I'm saying, Jacob was born from out of Isaac. You know what I'm saying? Then from Jacob, he had 12 sons, which made the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? He gave all the nations their inheritance. So all nations have their own power. They have their own gods. But Israel, the only one that don't know his power. You know what I'm saying? Just like the scriptures tell us, the ox know his owner, and the ass is master krills. But Israel do not know, and they don't consider, man. Our people don't consider. You see our people out here, they only concerned with money and things that can benefit themselves. They worship themselves as goddesses and gods and worship Egyptology and all this foolishness, man. But they don't turn back to their power, you know what I'm saying, which is Yahawah, which is the Father name, and Yahawashi, which is the Son's name, man. They don't turn it back to their power, their Lord and Savior, which they have to do, man. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They have a zeal to worship the Most High. That's why they be in all these Christianity churches, you know what I'm saying, you know, they be Muslims, you know what I'm saying, they be in the Buddha and all these things that's outside of the true doctrine of the King James Version, man, which Yahawashi showed us the way, because we should follow his footsteps because he's the perfect example. He showed us the way, but our people don't want to follow that way. They so-called don't want to, you know what I'm saying, worship men. Because, you know what I'm saying, he used Yahawashi and he came down lower than the angels. He came in the flesh. He was a man. Just like you people today talking about GMS do man worship. You know what I'm saying, y'all some of them same people that crucified the Lord. You know what I'm saying, that bucked up against the Lord, man. Yahawashi Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. Y'all spirits are back, man, and you back in your lot. That's why in Revelation it say let the unjust be unjust still, man. And let the just be just still. Let the righteous be righteous still. And let the wicked be wicked still, man. Because we are all back in our light. We are predestinated. But that still don't mean get last to daisy and be wavering, man. Because we still have to endure to the end in this thing. Give diligence to make our call and election sure. Okay, this is verse 9. For the Lord portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, also you confusion of faces, that bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the lot of Yahawah by Sham, Yahawashi's inheritance, man. Y'all are the children of the Most High, man, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah and Yahweh and Allah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are his people, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, also you confusing the faces, man. We are his people. So therefore, man, we should fear him. We should reverence him. You know what I'm saying? For he can direct our paths and show us what a wise counsel is, man. For we can start rejecting our elders, man. Just like in the old times, all our people, 2/3 of our people, just like today, are rejecting the elders and rejecting Yahawashi and Mashiach through the prophets that's out there around the four corners of the earth preaching the truth and sincerity, man. Okay, let me get another precept. Okay, this is Psalms 135, verse 4. For the Lord, Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, have chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel for a peculiar treasure. Con, because Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi has chose Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Also, you confusion the faces, the ones that look like these other heathen nations, man. But your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? According to Numbers 1:18. You know what I'm saying? You are whatever your father is, man. Because you look into the word the word seed, you get spermo, which means you know what I'm saying, seed. You know what I'm saying, which you get the genealogy from, because you know what I'm saying, you got to plant a seed in the ground. Well, let's say I go plant an apple seed in China soil. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna come out? An apple tree. It's not gonna be a Chinese apple. No, it's gonna be what I planted in the ground, man. It don't matter what's planted in the ground. You know what I'm saying? The women, they are the soil. They're the ones fertilize it and where it grows it. And the man, we contain the seed, man. So therefore, just like the scriptures tell us, man, the words of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi tells us, the man determines the nationality, man. There's no way around it, man. Now, just like Isaiah 8:20 says, man, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because no light is in them. And there's a lot of people that's out here, man, that you can clearly see, because they can't understand the confusion of faces, man. That's part of the curses, because our people ain't do what was pleasing on to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, man. They was going off, and you clearly can read about it in the scriptures, man. That's part of the curses. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord Yahawah thy power. The Lord Yahawah thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Con, he chose the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to be a holy people, which means separate. We're supposed to be set apart. So we don't supposed to be following these heathen nations. Just like, you know what I'm saying, the Most High Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi told Adam and Eve in the garden, man, we weren't supposed to be taking parts of these other nations, man. We supposed to be separate from them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are. We are that light, man. We are the light. We are the chosen children. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And you know what I'm saying, the so-called white people and all these heathen nations that's outside of the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans were made for the day of vengeance, man. And they was made for the, you know what I'm saying, they was made to show us how not to be, how to get destruction and not life. That's what these other heathen nations was made for, man. So therefore, we supposed to be separate, man. We don't supposed to be following these customs of these heathens. You know what I'm saying? We don't supposed to be celebrating these holidays in Babylon, man. We supposed to be celebrating these holy days. It's 8 holy days in the Bible, man. We supposed to be celebrating the Passover, the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Tabernacle, man, so forth and so on, man. We supposed to be celebrating the things that's in the Bible, the holy days, not these heathen nations, man. All right, let me get another precept. Well, this is going to be my last scripture, Akim, and I hope this lesson was edifying. Be on here too long. Okay, this is the book of Psalms. Chapter 17. verse Shalaki. Chapter 17, verse 7. Show thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by thy right hand, them which put their trust in thee, for those that rise up against them. Khan. And this song right here is from King David. This is a prayer of David. He's basically saying, let them that rise up against the enemy for Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, man, basically save them with thy right hand, man, because we are on his right hand. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, also you confusing the faces that go back to the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. We are on his right hand, man. We are part of his right hand, and the rest of these heathen nations that's outside of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American are on his right hand. I mean his left hand, Shalaki. They are his left hand. They are the evil, man. They are Satan, the adversary, man. The total difference. The evil side. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, the Lord Yahawah, you know what I'm saying, these holy scriptures, man, which is known as the King James version of the Holy Bible, man, it is his words. It is the words of the Lord Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, the Father and the Son, man. These are his words. And every word of the Most High is pure, man, especially unto them who put their trust in him. According to Psalms 30, chapter 5. Shalaki, chapter 30, Psalms chapter 30, verse 5. This is verse 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadows of thy wings. Khan, and that's what us that's out there pushing, giving all diligence to make our calling and election sure, man. Being hated for all, you know what I'm saying? Being hated for Yahawashi's sake, man, by all men. Because we out there, you know what I'm saying, blowing the trumpet. You know what I'm saying, preaching the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you know what I'm saying, out there crying out loud, sparing not, and lifting up our voice like a trumpet, not sparing these people, you know what I'm saying, not sparing these people feelings, man, because it ain't about feelings. It ain't about my feelings, it ain't about your feelings, man. Just like Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi says, man, he can get rocks to worship him. So therefore, man, why is dust so proud? We shouldn't be so prideful. That's why he bring all pride to a low, and pride is an abomination unto him, man. Just like laying with a man laying with a man, and just like a woman laying with a woman, and just like eating pork, crabs, lobsters, and shrimp, man. That's an abomination unto him, man. So with that, man, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and salutation to the Akim out there around the four corners of the earth, preaching this truth in sincerity, man. And also the Yahawahs that follow after their husbands, and also the ones that believing on the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi, also the children, man. Death to America, death to you heathen nations. So, all, you know what I'm saying, especially the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying, the 2/3 of you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans, because y'all are of y'all father, the devil, which is the so-called white man. And you know what I'm saying, death to America, man, the great whore Babylon. You know what I'm saying, y'all heaven. You know what I'm saying, 2/3 of our people and the rest of these heathen nations. With that, shalom, man.